Get her done. Well, I got her done. It's almost about 10 o'clock. I just really got here. The pain pills are starting to wear off. I can tell I'm going to have excruciating pain in my shoulder the rest of the day and tonight while trying to sleep. But there it is. Both sleeping bags, both absolutely watertight, double bagged. I won't have any need for one tonight, probably. All I got on right now is just long johns, pair of pants, t-shirt, and my newest zip-up hoodie. This is the first day in a while I haven't needed to wear a hat. My hat's in my little backpack there. And to the right of the two sleeping bags, there's uh, there's each individually bagged blanket. Then there's my rain jacket in the white, and then they're actually in that black bag that's sitting on top of a bag of food, black bag of food, is my double bag next change of clothes. I made the clothes that I had on, and I really didn't stink when I was. There was a little off aroma, I think, coming from my shoes, but that's mostly because that washing machine couldn't handle that big sleeping bag. That was the one that was given to me, and I soaped the hell out of it, and I gave it a hot water and an extra rinse, and the bag came out smelling okay, but the rest of that shit, due to the fungal infection, it went in the trash can. It takes bleach to handle that shit, and bleach just degrades everything you put it on. You have to go super weak solutions, and a little bit of water they use around here, they get fined if they use too much water. You usually can't even see the water in a front-loading washing machine. You don't actually see the water. That's how little they're using. They're only using like maybe tops like 2.5 or 3 gallons per wash, rinse, and rinse. I remember when they used to fill up at least a third of the way. It was usually 8 to 10 gallons. But got everything up and got a real low profile. From this direction and stuff, you really can't hardly see nothing. And the people going by on the parkway. This is part of my secret of my success, is I keep everything clean, and I got me a good new pad that's actually a T-Mobile advertising on the other side of that thick waterproof. That's going to be keeping the mud off. I think there's another one over there, so I can get a complete path off the sidewalk into where I normally sit under the tree from rain protection. You can see how the bark is already dry on large parts of the tree. I don't think we had more than about a half an inch, maybe 5,500, 6,000, 6/10 tops during all that nasty, damp, wet. It was really, it's like them kind of teasing women and stuff, where they just kind of sprinkle on you a little bit just to kind of keep you wet, if you get my drift, wet. Because an uncircumcised man definitely gets wet. But to tell you the truth, I like a woman that's kind of stormy. Comes up and just pours it on me, throws that cat at me, and gets on with it. And that makes me just wait for that next storm. Getting drizzled on, pissed on all the time, just ain't really ever been my style of woman. Just to make sort of an analogy here. And it's typical in bad weather, the hypochondriacs don't come out. There's 4. There's one guy I just went to, actually he came from Starbucks. Both of those, that white car and the brown truck, are both Starbucks customers. And probably actually that first white car is a Starbucks customer. So there's really only 2 hypochondriacs in the clinic. Overpaid yuppie scum. Man, my mood is so much better when you get cleaned up and you got your next set of clothes and everything, and the weather's fine. It's They say it's warmed up to 70 degrees. It was actually 67 this morning, but the wind here is 10 times it. Up at the laundromat, wind movement was only maybe a mile an hour, and here it's steady going from 6 to 10. Man, they've cleaned off. And even on the way, I noticed they had about another 100-acre patch they're developing over off, I think, Pecan Road. And they've only left a little bit of trees around the kind of the Pfluger farmhouses and outbuildings over there, which are really kind of decaying. I don't think anybody actually lives there. Funny, I could live there and keep an eye on the place. Hint, 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 hint. Kent be hinting. So things went well, considering I only had a couple hours sleep, and I don't have a trash. It'll just go right there. I'm wondering where to put I'm usually very careful about my trash. The only time my trash has really ever gotten out of control is, there goes Cecilia. I recognize her, and it's during high wind. It's just, it's often it'll blow it right out of the trash bag, or blow the cigarette butts right out of the. Actually, I can tell how much rain we got and how much irrigation by looking at my little cigarette, my ashtrays right there. I think I might add a third one to it. It'll be a while, but I can't wait for my first good hot meal. I got a clean pot right there, and I got coconut oil waiting right by it. I'm just waiting for this area to kind of dry up, because even during the rain, after the rain, during the night, they irrigated again. And actually right here, I don't have much. And that's my new black, no more bright blue Walmart insulated bags. I've got, I think, my rice, my tea, sugar, the salt will go in there short. I think the salt's in that bag. And that's actually a spare shirt. So I actually have, anytime if I think my shirt's getting funky, I can chemical treat my pits and put on a clean shirt after. I did really good. I could tell I just didn't generate that much stink in 19 days, and that's normal. But what isn't normal is no skid marks. I'm sticking to my Frankenfood-free diet. Fuck that shit. It's kind of a nice color, but not really my favorite. It was pretty close to. There we go. It's doing it again. You see a little bit of sunlight trying to break through. I got a feeling that their forecast for rain today is way off. It's probably not going to happen based on my radar studies, and there's nothing out in the Pacific it'll take at least, if there's anything coming in off the Pacific, it's going to take it at least 48 hours to get anywhere close. There is some stuff heading this way. It doesn't look that dense on the moisture, but it'll take it 48 hours to get here. I'm about ready for another cup of tea. I didn't leave the sugars in the bag, but that's what I like about nylon and stuff like that, is it'll repel most of the water, and in no time, because this was sopping wet when I left, a little bit of dry air on it, and it's dry. And it's dark. That's one of the main things, is I want everything around here to be dark. So, blacks, I already said before a million times, black stuff, and many a famous man is dressed in all black to reduce his girth, like Orson Welles. I used to dress in black just because black's an elegant color. In some cultures, it is the color. Like talking in the Mediterranean, the Spanish, the Italians, they typically dress in black jacket and pants or skirt or and maybe a white blouse. A blouse means shirt for men too. A blouse is a blouse. Blouse just means shirt. It's not restricted to women. So The tree got good and dry because I was tired of all that dripping. If you can't tell, I feel pretty good because accomplishment, getting your shit straight, like right there, I know that all I have to, I think I've got my regular bag, my big bag on top. I felt it pretty good before I put them down, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't brush up against that tree and tear a hole in one of them bags. But then I saw I had to immediately had to weigh them down. You see, that way it's, you just barely, you can't see it from most directions. Like when you're coming from this direction, all you see is them bags, you don't see the stuff behind it. You're coming from the other direction, you don't hardly see any of that stuff. And the only people that can really see it all is the people on the parkway who are too busy watching the green light. I've said this before. I think this shit out. I keep my profile low here. I don't want your party colored is the term. I think that's the, you know, like what the jester wears. I don't want shit that's got, you know, a rainbow of colors in it. Like so many people have tried to give me all this super colorful. No, I'm kind of a monochromatic kind of guy. I'm perfectly happy dressing in blue Oxford and khakis every day of my life, or a nice black, you know, silk or cotton shirt, black slacks, black mock toe shoes, and a nice jacket. Preferably black, but they're hard to find that don't look kind of sissified. I just want a jacket that's, you know, anyway. Oh, they usually come out on Saturday. There's usually about 100 of them, or is it Sunday morning? It's usually about 100 of them that come roaring through on Saturday or Sunday morning. But these guys are obviously going to Starbucks. It's nice to be outdoors at this point in time without having to wear a cap that irritates my hair. And I'm glad I got shit down. I know where everything's at right now. And I know where the blankets are at. I know where the rain jacket's at in case it does rain. Umbrella. Next set of clothes over there, which I think I'm going to move to right there. So I have to actually access that. I just was in a hurry to unload. Uber fucked me on the way. They said $10.91 to get there with a Uber XL, which means a SUV. And after the trip, they bumped it from $10.91 to $11.91. Then I knew they were going to screw me on the way back. But think about this. I'll end it right here. And to take a ride to a place where I, you know, can go into the bathroom, you know, lock the door, and nobody's going to bug me. Especially the only ones there was a woman I know. And go in there and scrub up good and stuff, put on fresh, clean clothes. And stuff, and then get on with the towards the end, though, I was breaking a little bit of a sweat with all around them hot dryers and stuff. But in a little while, all I'll do is swab some benzalkonium chloride up in my pits, and that'll kill the odor. The difference between me and everybody around me is that they drink beer. Hops is really stinky stuff. They, you know, drink beer, eat tons of garlic, and tons of spicy food, and it makes your shit stink. Trust me, your shit stinks. I've smelled you in bathrooms, and it makes your armpits stink. It makes your, you know, all your crevices and stuff, anywhere you're perspiring, it makes you stink. That's why I can get clothes to last so long, is I'm not doing and can't do dirty, heavy labor kind of crap. And I'm glad nobody's really. I tell you what, that dude at 2:15 in the morning during the rain trying to give me, he said fajitas, kept me so pissed off that it was damn near 5 o'clock before I fell asleep. Woke up a little after 7 and hustled my ass down here, had a cup of tea, took a pain pill and a Xanax too, and got on with it. Got my shit done. I look clean, neat, organized, and that's exactly what people will tolerate here. I don't speak unless spoken to. Anybody might call me a jerk. Everybody around them at church knows that they're the jerk because, you know, they come at me sideways, being all rude and shit. Like the woman last night at 11:30 is trying to pry into why that, you know, yeah, I want to sit here and fucking waste 10 or 15 more minutes of my life explaining how I got here. Anyway, I'll let y'all go. I'm about to actually have my second cup of tea right now. Later.